Hello and welcome back to the Squared Circle with me, Mr. David Aloka.
And me, Joe Ojala.
That's right. We are here, locked in, live and direct, posted just after the EubankBenn London press conference. We got a lot to chop up and a lot to go through in such a small little period of time. Joe, let's kick it off where it all kicked off, in Manchester a few days ago. Joe, how did you see that press conference?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, we haven't spoke since for a while because you're in Ghana, right? But Eubank Jr has been cooking. We spoke a bit actually about the press conference, and yeah, there's a lot happening. The first one, Addy calling Ronnie Davis, Ronnie Shields. Apparently, he leaked HE's number. Then Eubank had to go at him. Then Eubank had to go at Eddie Hearn. Then he had to go at Nigel Benn a little bit. Then he going back and forth with Conor Benn, smashed the egg in Conor Benn's face. It all erupted. And wow, that was one of the best British press conferences we've ever seen. It reminded me of like a Hey Bellew all those years ago. And I think that's where Eubank Jr. got that inspiration from, shutting Eddie Hearn down in the first press conference, as well as this press conference we've just seen. Great press conferences, bro.
Listen, absolutely electrifying, excitement, gas hype. A fight that doesn't even need to be hyped up. It was sensational. Like there's been so much throughout both press conferences, London and Manchester. We're talking Ade exposing Turkey's number, which he says isn't Turkey's number, but you know what I'm saying. Who knows if it was or if it wasn't? We all know Turkey can get a new number, and exactly. I saw people on the live stream typing like they're dialing them in right now. It's crazy.
Oh, bro. Sorry, on my TikTok live, everyone was like, Addy's gonna get sacked. I was like, nah, man, that's never that deep, bro. Never that deep.
Nah. If it was his first rodeo, his first day at the office, the first day at the job, then it could be techie. But obviously, Addy's a absolutely sensational presenter and broadcaster, so it was never a situation where that could happen. That could happen to absolutely every single one of us. It was just funny to me, obviously, because I know Addy, and so it was funny because just the look on his face when he realized, like, he looked at his finger and he's like, oh yeah, damn. And I could see, like, I screenshotted his face when he hopped on over there. It's cold, absolute cold, bro.
But I think with Addy, yeah, even in this press conference, he needs to stop bringing up his mistakes, man. Just let it go, innit? He's not doing himself a favor, bro. Talking about the Ronnie Shields thing again, like, let it go, man. It's done.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? I think he's supposed to own up to it. He doesn't want, sometimes it's like there's two things. You can either ignore it as if it didn't happen, or you can just call it out, you see what I'm saying, and make it lose its power. And I think for him, he's just trying to be honest with the thing, like, yo, listen, I know I got this thing horribly wrong. But you know what I'm saying? It's obviously Ade had his own little sideshow involved in that situation. But let me tell you, man, MVP, man of the moment, Mr. Chris Eubank Jr. When it comes to press conferences, that guy is on a different level. Like, he is the lord of press conferences. He makes people hang on to every single word. He ain't talking fast, he ain't talking loud, he ain't talking strong, but he speaks with such diction, right? That it's like you've got to hang on to every word. You've got to wait to hear what the next syllable is going to be, what he's going to drop next. And that was him throughout the Manchester press conference and the London press conference. I love seeing him going back and forth with Eddie Hearn. I love the banter, which isn't banter. Let's be honest about it. There's showmanship, there's jokes, there's so on and so forth, but there is real needle in this against Eddie Hearn and Conor Benn because of the way in which that first fight went. And obviously, Chris Eubank Jr. blames Eddie Hearn for his loss against Liam Smith.
Chris Eubank Jr., I generally think he might be the best speaker in the world for boxing, right? I can't think of anyone that speaks as well as Chris Eubank Jr. Honestly, like, it's a bunch of spices, his vocabulary. Like, it's phenomenal. I love listening to Chris Eubank Jr. speak, maybe more than he fights, believe it or not. Maybe more than he fights, because he is phenomenal, bro. I love it. I love the
Why are you trying to brush him? I see what he did there. I see that. We're not going to skip past that. That was a little dick. That was a slide.
That wasn't a dick. That was because he's a great fighter. He's a great fighter, but a better speaker, bro. I think he's phenomenal. I'm generally just rating it because he knows how to sell a press conference and he knows exactly how to speak. just great from Chris Eubank Jr. What did you think of today? Where I thought Conor Benn was gonna get some revenge in any type of capacity he could have got, right? But he didn't even try. And I don't know whether to look at it as like, you know what, well done to you for keeping your cool after that humiliation from the first press conference, or nah, man, go get your get back. What are you doing, bro? You're letting someone violate you, smashing your egg, bro. People used to egg people's yards when they were younger, yeah, just for the banner, and that's what he's taking you for, like a randomer, bro, just smashing yard with eggs, bro. Like that's how it is. In it though, like everyone used to egg people's yards just for violations for the banter and egg people coming off the bus, all of that. And he's done that to Conor Benn like he's just a next top brother when he's like one of the most popular British fighters in the world right now. And I'm thinking, Conor, get your lip back, but he kept his head cool. So I don't know what does that tell you, David? I don't really know for myself, to be honest.
I'll tell you what that tells me, right? You see, what you have to realize, or what people don't realize in this situation, right, is when it comes to the press conference right now, it is actually Chris Eubank Jr. 1-0, right? He 1-0 the team, right? And the question is, like you said, would Conor Benn get his lick back? Will Conor Benn not have that 1-0 situation? Now, obviously, this is the second press conference, right, happening in London. It's expected for him to get his lick back. Now, what people have to realize is there's another press conference coming, baby. Fight week press conference. Conor Benn gonna play it nice, cool, and easy. We still have time to go. There's still, what's it called again? 7 weeks until fight night, right? 6-7 weeks until that last press conference. That is when you get your lick back. That's where you egg a man down. Not with raw eggs, with boiled eggs this time. That's where you slap them with a scramble. You understand what I'm saying? This is where you clock man with a half-cooked poached egg. This is where it goes down. So if I was Conor, I'd say, yeah, cool. Let me, listen, lose the battle, win the war. Right now, keep it easy. Too much security. People are anticipating something going down. People are anticipating me losing my head. I'm not going to lose it. I'm going to make it even so calm that people are going to drop their guard when it comes to that fight week press conference. And when it comes to that fight week press conference, trust me, I'm telling you, Conor Benn, you're going to see him in full
100.
force.
100, because you know what though, in every Eubank fight week, he's always weak because he makes a weight that, let's be real, it's not his weight. So he's always going to be dehydrated. Energy's going to be zapped out of him. So I don't think he's going to be that witty, that animated like he has been in these two press conferences. I think he's just be quiet and not waste his energy. Where Conor, he's moving up 2 weight classes. He's going to be comfy. He's going to be more energetic. He's probably going to be very pumped up to finally get his hands on Eubank Jr. So that's a great point you got there. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. But although we didn't see a lot of Conor Benn, and we thought Conor Benn was going to get some retaliation in some sorts, right? He did bite when Chris Eubank Jr. said to Nigel Benn, "If you ever put your hands on my throat, you will never get that hand back." What did you think of that moment where Conor Benn jumped as soon as he had a go at his dad?
Yeah, but obviously his dad's is an OG now, isn't it? His dad's an older guy from that perspective. I love the way senior just. I mean, see, when I say senior, I mean
His dad.
Chris. Yeah, his dad just what I'm saying. Just freaking Nigel just ghosted his way through that whole conversation when he saw what was going on, when he saw the situation happen, when he saw my man get egged and that, he didn't start hyping immediately. He just grabbed my man by the neck. So, hey, what's going on? You understand what I'm saying? I love that. I love that. Because bad man don't need to make no noise. You start hyping up here before you realize you get pulled back by security. It's all madness. Nah, my G just looked around and thought, what? We just sliding over here, grab my man by the neck. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, listen, you want to protect your dad. Your dad's not your dad. Listen, as incredible as Nigel Benn was in his day, he's not the same Nigel Benn today. So, you know what I mean? Junior would have him if they were to rock it out now. Do you understand? So it's on Conor to now protect his pops. So I love that. I love the fact that he was behind his pops. Like, listen, don't even raise your lips to be talking about You understand? Because you don't want those kind of problems.
100%. And you know, with Conor Benn, right? It's although although he did erupted there and he gave something in this press conference, he didn't really give nothing that we would hope for in this press conference compared to the first one. And I think that's because of the egg incident. Well, it definitely was because of the egg incident. But it was more Chris Eubank Jr. versus Eddie Hearn than Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion on this. I think Eddie is rattled. And you know when someone like gets into your head and violates you, you just trying to, and you keep just trying to send something and you know it's not getting at the person. I think Chris Eubank Jr. got under Eddie's skin and Eddie just kept talking and talking and talking because he was just trying to find ways to hit Eubank's ego and hurt Eubank's pride, right? But Eubank wasn't biting, and because Eubank wasn't biting and taking Eddie seriously, Eddie just kept getting more worked up and kept trying to talk again and again and again to try and to make Eubank feel mugged up, but it wasn't working. And that's the first time I've ever seen Eddie Hearn completely mugged off.
Yeah, listen.
First time I've ever seen that.
But that's the reason why you have to give Chris his props, because when it comes to press conferences, listen, anyone can get it and everybody will get it. If you sitting on the wrong side of the table, in fact, even in the last press conference in Manchester, he slightly gave it to Ben Shalom. He said, "Listen, nobody wants to hear you speaking." Like he gave a little 1-2. People didn't really clock onto it, obviously, all the heat he was giving to Eddie and the other side of the table. But he gave a little 1-2 jab to his own promoter. Like for him. This is my table. Like, everybody, nobody is freaking exempt. Do you know what I mean? No one here is exempt. You know what I'm saying? Nah. So for him, this is the Eubank show. You're gonna know. I'm gonna know. We're all gonna know what's going on over here. And yeah, he did get. I'm sure he did get under Eddie's skin because Eddie's not used to not holding court. When it comes to press conference, Eddie is the king of press conferences. He comes out there with no rehearsal, no paperwork, no freaking script, no reading of nothing. He's just straight off the dome. That's Eddie. He's like, I'm freaking out here selling apples and pears. All right, this is what I do on a day-to-day. This is my domain. This is my square. This is my circle. This is my square circle. You understand?
Right.
Come on, that's his vibe. But Chris Eubank Jr. is like, nah, my brother. Listen, we can talk about me being IBO champion and I'm not going for the main titles and that, but this the main I'm champion here. And he set his stall out and proved that when it comes to it, nobody can meet me face to face, toe to toe, right here.
Have you seen the jokes that everyone's talking about Eddie Hearn? Have you seen them online? The
Listen.
same, bro. Like, basically, he said it's on site. Yeah, Eddie Hearn said that, and then everyone's mocking him, saying, "Brother, middle-aged man talking like a Roman from the like he's 20 years old." And then basically, he said it's on site. Yeah, and then someone asked Ben Shalom, and Ben just started laughing. He's like, "Eddie, we're not gangsters, mate. We're promoters. You're 45 years old. You're not a gangster. What are you doing, mate?" And then he started laughing off, and I thought, that's the first time I've seen Ben Shalom literally get one of Eddie Hearn.
That's hilarious.
He pushed Ben Shalom in the first press. Did you see that little push there?
Yeah. I saw that.
Eddie says, they like each other, but every time I've seen them together, Eddie shows there's a bit of distaste towards him. So I feel like he doesn't like something about Ben Shalom, but he keeps saying he likes Ben Shalom. So I don't get it.
Yeah, but Eddie's just trying to boy him a little bit. He's on that like, yeah, I see what you're doing. I see you coming up, and I see you just. I'm saying you're trying to make your way in this thinking, but you're a little man. That's Eddie trying to like sun him. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there's a degree of like sunning him that Eddie Hearn is trying to make sure that Ben Shalom don't get too big for his boots. You know. As for Eddie saying that he's on site, that's actually. Sometimes I'm like, Eddie, what are you on Shade Bar? Like, Eddie, who? You know, somebody's got to go through Eddie's following list and find out who's Eddie follow, because Eddie somehow, I know, like, he's picking up some slang and some things from freaking Charlie Parsons and that, but obviously Parsons is not road either. Parsons is from Sound. He's not from Ends. So it's like, what are you man watching? You know what I'm saying? What are you man? What are you lot watching that you're moving with the lingo? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you're really about that. You know what I'm saying? Eddie is on site. yeah, it's on site. I said, what? Eddie.
But everyone was mocking it. Like, why is Eddie Hearn saying that? Like, it was funny though.
It's like,
It was
Eddie,
funny.
what, you've been banging out the newest season of Top Boy or something? What's going on, Eddie? Like, I said, oh, my God, talk to us. This is what you're binging out and the flights and that. Okay, cool. Eddie, we see you. We see you.
Hey, man, I love it, though. I love it. I don't put nothing against it, to us. I think it's great entertainment, man. But even Ben Shalom was hyped up in this press conference as well. We're talking about Eddie Hearn, but we need to give Ben Shalom a little recognition as well, man. He was piping up a lot. He was saying, this is the first time I've seen Ben Shalom come out of his shell, because I feel like since Boxer came in, when did Boxer come, like 2022, 2021, something like that, in terms of like recognition for joining Sky Sports. Ben Shalom has always been a closed character, and it seemed like it was just a personality that didn't have any energy in there. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? And now, after you can see the development of Ben Shalom and the characteristics coming out. He was telling Conor Benn that I'll make more money than you, but I don't think that's the case. But the fact that he's piping up on stage and standing up for himself, like, good for Ben Shalom, man.
Yeah, no, yes, indeed. I think when Turkey made that phone call the last time, the Ade leaked number, right, situation.
Yeah.
Turkey had said to Ben that basically, man, I can hear Eddie and that, but I can't hear you, bro. Like, he was basically saying to Ben, like, bro, like, we need to start talking in it. In essence, like, bring some vim, promote. Basically, that's basically what he was saying. He was basically saying promote. You see, I've known Ben for many, many years, from Ultimate Boxer days. Ben's natural character is actually a polite, quiet person. He's not a loud, brash, front of the screen kind of guy. If you watch a lot of the early even Boxer fight cards and so on and so forth, he had Savage Dan standing there doing when they do the face to face, he has Savage Dan there. He doesn't want to. He's not interested. Ben is not interested in that. Like, he's not, as a person, he's not really interested in stepping in or getting in front of the camera and so on and so forth. And some people that don't know Ben think that, oh, it's a facade, it's something that he's putting on. Why is he so and so? I've worked with Ben for, I'm talking about years before all of this. That's what Ben is like, naturally. He's only on stage because he's been told, like, you need to be putting yourself out there. You need to be front and center. You are the lead promoter. In his mind, although he's the lead promoter, he doesn't want to really be the person that's the face. Sometimes some people want the glory as well as the money. He's not interested in the glory. He's not interested in being front and center. He's not interested in GQ. He's not interested in being the most influential names in boxing because of his
he's not interested in Eddie Hearn, basically.
He's more interested, He's more interested in being what's the name of my brother, Mr. Elusive, Mr. He doesn't exist, Mr. Who has ever seen him, Al Heyman. He's more like and obviously that's obviously not, this shouldn't be taken out of context. Obviously Al Heyman is an absolute legend who's worked multi different industries and so on and so forth. What I'm saying is, he doesn't have an interest for the limelight, for the stardom, for what that is. He would rather have somebody else be that takes the starlight, that has the voice, that can speak and so on and so forth. But he's now understood that boxing, it's almost impossible to be that man of the shadows. You need to come out, you need to promote, you need to speak, especially when it comes to British boxing. When you have a character like Eddie Hearn, who's made showmanship the norm, that is now what sells. You need to be out here, and that's the reason why it's pushing him. It's not, sometimes there's people that, sometimes when like AJ starts talking, people are like, oh yeah, there you go, there's the real AJ. Yeah, he's not as nice as the thing right there. AJ is both of those things. But when it comes to Ben is not. This is the real Ben. This ain't the real Ben. The real Ben is a quiet Ben. This is the Ben that, for the sake of the business and for the sake of promotion, for the sake of what he's been advised to, he's been told, listen, bro, you need to come out and start talking. You need to start punching back. You need to start fighting back. You need to hold your own. We all know Simon Jordan helps to school him, to mentor him in that space as well. So the advice he's getting is be more front and center, push forward. Don't have it when people are chatting, and don't let someone get the one up on you. And he's trying. Do you see what I'm saying? To push from that perspective. So it's good to see, but obviously I don't want him to lose who he is, because he is actually genuinely like the person who he is, and he was from the beginning. Even when he used to tell like interviewers, I don't want you to ask him about rated. He's not saying it on the bad man thing. He's saying it because he doesn't really want to do the back. He's not. He doesn't want to do the back and forth. He's not. That's not who he is. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's Ben.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking about? You just saying, like Dimitri Bivol once said, which is a cold line. He's like saying, emotions are like seasonings. Yeah, with Ben Shalom, it's just specific season you need to put in it to make a dish, right? And that EubankBenn recipe is there specific seasons you need to put in there, right? And just quickly speaking on Bivol as well, I was just watching it right now on TV, right? And you mentioned Simon Jordan, right? It was asked, which fight would you rather see, right? EubankBenn or Bivol Beterbiev 3? If I asked you which fight would you want to see?
No, I'll pause on it.
I thought you froze, bro.
No, I know you thought I froze, didn't it? I did what those ones. But the thing is, when it was asked, what was said? What was said at the time?
They were all saying Simon Jordan reluctantly said Bivol Beterbiev 3, when I thought that's the most obvious answer, but everyone else was like, no, EubankBenn. I was like, no.
Yeah, Simon Jordan was saying. Simon Jordan said it reluctantly because he doesn't want to be hypocrite, because he's the same man that said he wouldn't watch EubankBenn. But in his mind, that's the fight. Now, for me, it will be Beterbiev Bivol 3. For me, it will be this fight. I'll tell you why. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's tough. We've seen Beterbiev Bivol twice. We haven't seen this fight, and that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. Like it comes down to, if you asked the question as a straight shooter before Beterbiev Bivol had ever fought, that would overwhelmingly be the answer. But we've seen this one twice, and of course we'd like to see it the third time. However, this is one fight we haven't seen. We don't know the way in which it goes. It's a bit of a freak show. It's a person who I believe is best at 168, who campaigns at 160, versus somebody who's campaigned his whole time at 147, whose fathers have a lot of intrigue and interest, where there's a lot of needle in this fight, and the fight has sold itself. Now, look, I'm probably going to be able to get myself to this fight. I might be able to get us to the fight. However, I'm not taking no chances. Tomorrow, man's going to have to go on Ticketmaster. I'm going to have to buy some tickets. I'm going to have to be there live and direct early doors. I'm going to have to set alarms, right, to get there to see if I can cop anything.
I don't know if you can.
Do you understand? You don't even know
today? Did you see today?
It's a madness. I've seen it's a madness.
130,000 people waiting for the Spurs buy-ins. Pre-sale. I think it's like, what's is the Tottenham pre-sale basically Tottenham fans that
need to take this bad boy to frick it. This should have been at Wembley.
But you know what though, like you say that, but beforehand I was like, does it do Wembley? I was like, I felt safe at Spurs, and I think they would have felt safe at Spurs, But I was like, does it do like 100k at Wembley? And it's probably the biggest. I think it's the biggest requested. I don't know what the right words are, but the requested ticket.
That first one, bro, that was the fastest sellout. I remember it like it was yesterday. I've got friends whose parents are millionaires, right? That were begging me to find them tickets to buy. Now the truth is, I hear what you're saying. The truth is, I don't actually. If you want to get some tickets, you just let me know, and we'll sort something out, because I know fighters on the card, right? That have got tickets. I've got tickets right now. They've got them in hand to sell. Yeah. So I can actually get hold of tickets like that. Like I'll speak to Chef Clark, or I'll speak to Vidal, or I'll speak to a lot of these fighters on undercard. I'm saying. So the truth is, I don't know what I'm doing all this running around for. I'm gonna call Chef tonight after this thing. I'm calling Chef and say, "Hey Chef, lock man in, certified." So I'm actually gonna lock that in, because I'm not risking it on nothing. Man I need to be the 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? Even if I'm in the freaking gods, I need to be the 10 toes down. I need to get that program. I need to taste the history of this one. You see what I'm saying? That's without a shadow of a doubt. I need to taste the history of this one.
I mean, today it was what's the capacity? 70k. and almost double was on in the queue today, and today's not even general sale; it's pre-sale. Tomorrow's general sale. So imagine even tomorrow. Like Eubank Jr. did well, like with that egg smash, bro. Because I feel like that's a key part for it to. I feel that's an extra 30K.
Oh, clean,
Genius,
clean, absolute genius,
yeah.
genius with that. It's just listen. This fight is going to be sensational right up until the first bell. Like the build-up is going to be incredible. It's going to continue to be incredible because I know these men are not going to stop promoting. I know that in their contracts they have to continue to goal each other and go for each other, and we're going to see it. We're going to experience it. We're going to be a part of it, and I just can't wait for all the content that we're going to make coming out from now all the way. You know,
100. And last question on this, right? I know we'll do a preview, but do you have a specific favorite right now?
Right now, it's going to be Conor Benn.
Favorite, really? Why?
Because I saw Chris Eubank in that last fight and it didn't look good, bro.
Yeah, facts. I was talking about
this. I swear down. That's the reason why. Because I saw Chris Eubank Jr. in the last fight and he was looking a little bit shaky, Warrior.
He kept falling against Sarameta, wasn't it?
Yeah, looking a bit shaky, Warrior.
I remember when we were talking about it. I remember we was messaging, like, bruv, is it me or is like Chris Eubank Jr. is just like weak in the knees, bro? He kept flopping out like a salmon, bro, like 5 times. Yeah, no, that's a great point, you know. And I think that chin, I think Liam Smith exposed his chin as well. And before that, Chris Eubank Jr. was renowned as one of the hardest geezers in boxing. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, now
it's unshatterable, it's sensational, it's unmovable. Yeah, right now we're going to see.
I think, do you know what though? Like, I think people feel like Eubank's the favorite, but I just wonder how is Eubank going to deal with that explosiveness from Ben? But
it's expected. That's when it comes to it, it's tough because it's always the shots that you don't see, the ones that you don't expect. Those are the ones that gets the knockout.
Yeah.
Unless it's recurring concussive punches that have absolute unbelievable power. It's the ones you don't see. But I think Chris is going to see Conor all day because Conor's going to come with ferociousness, explosiveness from the start. I don't see traps being set. I don't see, do you know what I'm saying, shots being thrown that Chris is not going to be able to see. So that's how he's going to be able to deal with the pressure that Conor's going to bring. It's because he's going to expect it. But the question is, can his chin hold up? Has the chinks in the chin been shown the same way that right now there's chinks in Joe Joyce's chin that we thought was absolutely impregnable as well. And sometimes all it takes is one. Once it broke open for the first time.
Yeah. But you know what, David? We say that, yeah. But you know the 2 fights that Conor Benn's had in America, he hasn't. 154. He wasn't stopping those guys. He wasn't putting wobbling them. You know what I mean? Now going up to 160. Do you know what it's a great fight when you put it on paper. Yeah, it's a good fight when you put it down and you dissect what could happen. It's a great fight in terms of that. But look, I all I'm just saying, I don't expect a boxing mastery from both sides like Batavia Bivol. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's just like expect a dust up, and if you get a dust up, I think that's the best possible scenario and I suppose a new entertainment you can hope for. But yeah, it's definitely an intriguing fight, and there's definitely a lot on the line. You know, there's an argument that could be more. It's definitely more important their legacy than a world title for those 2 fighters, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think they'll never. I think they'll take this win over any world title, even if it was undisputed. They'll take this win over that.
Oh yeah,
everything's
happening. It's the biggest fight they'll probably ever be in. To be honest with you, it's the biggest fight they'll probably ever be in. There's talk about obviously that when they're going to fight Canelo, this fight is bigger than that. So the reality of the fact is, it's the biggest fight they will ever be in. It's going to be an absolutely an amazing fight. It's going to be an incredible show all the way up into the fight. Guys, let us know what your thoughts are right now, 6 or 7 weeks ahead of the fight. Let us know what your thoughts are ahead of it. And make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let us know what you want to hear from us in the coming days. We out here, whether it's live and direct in person, whether it's on freaking on what is this, Zoom, whatever, online, whichever which way we got to touch base. We're going to be touching base. Loads more content for your head top from the both of us. I've been David Loka.
And I've been Joe Wardula.
You've been watching The Squared Circle, and we'll see you again next time.
Peace out.